So we will move on to the next topic. So this topic is called as Porter's 5-force model. So this 5-force model was created by a person called as Michael Porter. He had a curious question. The question was, what are the factors which affect an industry's profitability? Okay, so we're not talking about the company, okay, about the industry's profitability. So he found out that certain industries make a huge amount of profits, certain industries don't make much of profit, and he wanted to find what are the factors which affect the profitability of an industry. So this model is usually applied for industries, but in an examination setting it can also be applied to companies. So what are the 5 factors or 5 forces which affect the profitability of an industry or a company? So this is what he found. He found out that threat of substitute products, bargaining power of buyer, threat of new entrant, bargaining power of supplier, and intensity of rivalry within an industry. These are the 5 factors which affect the profitability of an industry or a company. So if these factors are favorable to a company, then the company can make more money. If the factors are against the company, then the company will not make much of profitability. So that's how the theory works. So now we will see all these factors in detail. So we'll start from the buyer power. Buyers refers to the customers. Sometimes customers have more power where they try to influence the company and ask for more benefits and more discounts. For example, here it says powerful buyers can demand discounted prices and extra services which lowers the profitability. So when can this occur? When the number of buyers are very few, something like there are only like 10 or 15 buyers, then the customers or the buyer has more power and they can influence the company. Supplier power. Suppliers are here, we can take it in the sense like raw material suppliers, component suppliers, sometimes even laborers, so or even employees. They can be a part of the supplier power. So sometimes these suppliers are having some kind of a unique raw material or a component, okay, so that they can ask for a higher price. They want a higher price for their component and raw materials, so that might lead to a lower profitability. For example, powerful suppliers can demand high prices for their products, which lowers the profitability of the company. So next factor is competitive rivalry. So in any competitive situation, the higher the rivalry between the companies actually leads to lower profitability. So we usually assume that all companies are very competitive. The answer is no. In some industries the companies are very competitive, and in some industries the companies are not that much competitive. So the high levels of competition can lead to price wars, high expenditure on marketing, innovation, which lowers the profitability of the business. So if you take a business like Apple iPhone, Apple and other companies are fiercely competitive, but Apple has a unique product, so they don't fight much with the other companies. But the companies like Microsoft or Nokia or Samsung, these companies go in for a cutthroat competition because they are like very similar products to one another, and they spend a high amount of marketing expense where they try to outcompete the other company. So that leads to a lower profitability. New entrants. If new entrants can easily enter an industry, then it will increase competition and decrease profitability. So there are certain entry barriers which restrict new companies coming into the industry. The lower the entry barrier, the higher will be the profit reduction, and the higher the entry barriers, the higher will be the profitability. Substitutes. If the customers can find out a direct substitute for the product which a company sells, then they will immediately switch their companies. For example, people were using SMS for a long time. When they found out WhatsApp, they quickly moved. So that is a kind of a substitute. For some products we don't have substitutes at all. For example, Android OS is the only OS which we have, or Apple OS is the only OS. So either if you want to use Android or Apple, you don't have much choice. You don't have any third choice. So there's no direct substitute between the products, but that we can't tell in terms of an SMS and a WhatsApp, because they are like perfectly substitutable. So these are the threat to new entrant. So if you read a case study, you can identify that there are like few barriers to entry for a company. If these barriers to entry are available in a case, then it means that the company is in a strong position. If they don't have any threat barriers to entry, then the company is going to suffer in its profitability. So one is economies of scale. If the company is in a large scale business, then they can get economies of scale. The perfect example is Walmart. Walmart has a huge presence in US. Through the sheer size of the stores and the number of stores, they are able to purchase at a lower price. That price difference, they transfer it to the customers. So that gives them the economies of scale. Or product differentiation. The best example is iPhone. If you want to use Apple OS, iOS, you have to use the iPhone. There's no other choice. Capital requirement. So sometimes even capital requirement acts as a barrier to entry. For example, in airline industry. So not every company can come up and create an airline company or get into airline business, because the capital requirement is huge. Or switching cost to buyers. Once people have got used to Microsoft Office and Microsoft OS, it becomes very hard for them to switch. So this switching cost helps Microsoft to charge a higher price. So usually even the trial softwares which are like given by companies is to first make you addicted to a particular software, so that you will spend for the full version. So the free is not free, it's actually a hook to catch you. Or access to distribution channels. For example, Gillette shaving products in India, they are somewhat similar to a monopoly, because they are the only products which are available in across all the supermarkets in India. The nearby other product is Supermax, which is not that available in most supermarkets. So Gillette has a kind of a monopoly on the shaving product markets in India. Sometimes due to government policies, that can be a barrier to entry. For example, in India we have the Indian Railways, where the government operates this Indian Railways, and no private company can come and set up a railway company here. Even the existing companies' defense of market share. For example, if a company has a huge market share, that itself will become a barrier to entry. Something like Colgate. Colgate controls around 50% of the toothpaste market in India. So this effectively reduces the number of competition among the toothpaste market. Or industry growth rate. The higher the growth rate, better the profitability is. As long as the growth rate was higher, the telecom industry made a huge amount of money. But when the growth rate fell down, the telecom industries are now in a problem. So these can be explained as the threat of new entrant. So the next one is determinants of supplier power. So what are the factors which determine the supplier's power? You don't need to go through all these things, all these factors to understand the supplier's power. If you have a broad idea like how these factors work within a company, then you can write an answer much more effectively. For example, supplier concentration. If the number of suppliers are very less, then the company doesn't have power. Availability of substitute inputs. When the number of availability of substitute inputs are reduced, then the company has to pay a higher price to purchase the product. Again, reduced profitability. Importance of supplier's input to the buyer. If the component is like very crucial for the company, then they have to pay a higher price to purchase it. Something like if you want to make an Android phone, if you want to make a smartphone, you have to get the Android OS. If you can't, you can't sell your phone at all. Or supplier's product differentiation. If the supplier does something with his product which is so unique and it's not available with any other supplier, then we have to pay a higher price. Importance of industry to suppliers. So certain points like these are not much important. Buyer's switching cost. Can we move from this supplier to another supplier? If we can, then we can switch on and we can get a reduced price. So you can ignore the last 2 points. So broadly these are the determinants of supplier power. Rivalry among existing firms. So this depends upon the number of competitors, the size of the competitor, how fast the industry grows, the fixed cost versus variable cost, the product differentiation. So there are like several factors.
You can reach me at my website wowacademics.com, or you can also see my Quora answers. I am active in LinkedIn and in Facebook page, so you can visit at these places. If you just type Shyam Prasad and Wow Academics, you will get all these links in Google search itself. And if you like this video, give a like, share to your friends, and if you feel that any points we have missed in this video, you can post it. We will try to give an answer to you in the comment section itself, or we'll also create another video for you. So thank you for watching our video.